What if I told you that Manchester United are quietly putting together one of the most aggressive transfer windows, and most fans haven't even realised the scale of what's being planned? Because right now, behind the scenes at Carrington, deals are being negotiated, bids are being prepared, and targets are being locked in. And today, we are breaking all of it down. This is the Reds View. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button right now, because this channel is where United fans come for the real news, the honest analysis, and the transfer updates that actually matter. Let's get into it. Let's start at the back, because United's defensive business this summer might just be the most exciting part of the entire window. Castello Lukeba, the RB Leipzig centre-back, a player who has been on United's radar since 2023. And this time, it appears something is actually happening. According to a report out of Germany from Fußballdaten, Manchester United are now the leading suitors to sign Lukeba. Not in the conversation, not being monitored, leading the race. That is a significant distinction. The valuation being thrown around is somewhere between 69 and 77 million pounds. Yes, that is serious money. But given what United spent last summer bringing in Cunha, Mbeumo, Sesko and Lamens, and how right they got it, Ineos are clearly not afraid to invest when they believe in the target. And if the German report is accurate, United are not just interested, they are in concrete talks. Now think about what that means for this squad going into a Champions League season. Michael Carrick is building something real here. Last summer's signings didn't just improve the team, they transformed it. And now the focus has shifted to solving a problem that has existed at this club for far too long. A top-quality ball-playing centre-back, the kind who can set the tempo, win duels, and carry the ball out under pressure. Lukeba fits that profile. And if United can get this deal done early, it sets the platform for everything else they want to do this window. Keep that in mind as we move forward in this video, because the business at the back and the business in midfield are connected. United aren't just signing players, they are building a system. Now let's talk midfield, because this is where the summer is really starting to heat up. The biggest name on everyone's lips right now is Mateus Fernandes, the 21-year-old West Ham midfielder who has been absolutely outstanding in his debut Premier League season. And United are not just watching from a distance here. Football Transfers, one of the most reliable sources in the business, are reporting that United are preparing to submit their opening bid in the coming days. We are talking about an offer in the region of 75 million euros, approximately 65 million pounds. Now West Ham, who have been relegated by the way, are holding out for closer to 85 million, according to Fabrizio Romano. So there is a gap. But here is the thing, and this is important. Fernandes himself is reportedly extremely keen on the move to Old Trafford. The Manchester Evening News have reported that United believe he genuinely wants to come. And journalist Chris Winterburn has gone even further, saying United will eventually get this deal done. His words, not mine. And it gets even more interesting. The Sun have exclusively revealed that Fernandes has actually been speaking to United players about the possibility of joining. Think about that. The player is already in conversation with the dressing room. That tells you everything about where his head is at. But, and this is the part that should make United fans a little nervous, Arsenal are also in the mix. Mikel Arteta reportedly wants Fernandes as well and is willing to spend 80 million to get him. So here we go again. United versus Arsenal for a top midfield target. The race is on. And the question is, do United move fast enough? Or do they let this one slip like so many times before? Everything we are hearing suggests Carrick and Ineos are not in the mood to mess around this summer. The contact has been made. The bid is coming. The player wants it. Now it is time to close the deal. Let's keep it in midfield, because Fernandes is not the only name on United's list. Carlos Baleba, the Brighton midfielder who has been linked to United for what feels like forever. And this week, the noise around him has got significantly louder. The Sun are exclusively reporting that Baleba has discussed the possibility of joining Manchester United with some of the club's players. Sound familiar? He is doing exactly what Fernandes is doing, having those conversations, feeling out the move, seeing if the dressing room is somewhere he wants to be. And according to Fabrizio Romano, arguably the most trusted voice in world football transfers, personal terms with Baleba are already agreed. So the player wants to come. The player has spoken to United players. United want the player. The only question now is whether Ineos and Brighton can agree a fee, and whether Baleba ends up being the first signing or comes in alongside Fernandes. Chris Winterburn suggested United's plan is to sign Fernandes first and then bring in either Baleba or Sandro Tonali to complement him. The logic makes complete sense. Carrick wants two midfielders who can raise the floor of that engine room, protect the defence, and allow Kobbie Mainoo to operate at his best. Baleba would be an absolute warrior in that role, and if personal terms are already sorted, the club just need to get the deal over the line. This is feeling like a very real signing, Red Army. Very real. Now, Sandro Tonali, the Newcastle midfielder who remains in the mix according to Team Talk as one of United's top 5 midfield targets alongside Fernandes, Baleba, Angelo Stiller and Bournemouth's Alex Scott. Tonali is the most established name on that list, a Champions League level player who was one of the best midfielders in Serie A before his move to England. Could United realistically pull off a deal for him? It would take an enormous offer to convince Newcastle. But stranger things have happened in this transfer window already. United are doing their homework on multiple options. They are not putting all their eggs in one basket. That is smart recruitment. That is how you build a squad. Not by chasing one player desperately, but by having a clear plan with alternatives ready. Now, let's address something that has caused a lot of frustration in the United fan base recently. Elliot Anderson is off the table. According to Team Talk, Ineos have made their final decision and United are walking away from any pursuit of the Nottingham Forest midfielder. The reason? The price tag. Nottingham Forest have already rejected bids worth more than £120 million from Manchester City. £120 million for Elliot Anderson. That is the world we live in now. United remain admirers of the England international. That has not changed, but they are not willing to enter a bidding war at those figures. And honestly, can you blame them? When you look at the targets United are now focusing on, Fernandes, Baleba, Tonali, Stiller, these are players who represent better value, better fit, and arguably better quality for what Carrick is trying to build. Walking away from Anderson is not a failure. It is smart business. The market has gone absolutely crazy on that one, and United have rightly decided their money is better spent elsewhere. Okay, let's talk about Marcus Rashford, because this one is complicated. This one pulls at the emotions a little bit, and you deserve the full picture. United are now actively trying to sell Rashford this summer. The club have instructed intermediaries and made his availability known to multiple clubs. According to multiple reports this week, Arsenal, Chelsea and Tottenham are all in the frame as potential destinations. Arsenal are perhaps the most interesting one. Reports suggest Paul Scholes has actually backed Rashford making a move to the Emirates, and United's own stance has reportedly become more flexible, meaning they are open to a deal that works for all parties. Chelsea are looking at a potential loan option according to Court Offside. Tottenham's interest has been described as ambitious but not impossible. And then there is the Barcelona situation still lingering in the background. Rashford spent last season on loan at the Nou Camp, and while Barcelona have now signed Anthony Gordon, there have been reports they have not completely closed the door on Rashford either. What an absolutely dramatic situation that man finds himself in. Here is my honest take on this, and I know some of you will disagree with me, and that is absolutely fine. Rashford needs a clean break. He needs to go somewhere, rediscover himself, play with freedom, and prove the doubters wrong. Whether that is Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham or somewhere abroad, staying at United in his current situation serves nobody. And from United's perspective, if you can bring in 60 or 70 million for a player who is not in your plans and reinvest that into a Fernandes or a Lukeba, that is a smart piece of business. It is not emotional, but football at this level rarely is. The Rashford chapter at Old Trafford is coming to an end, and wherever he ends up, I genuinely wish him well. A United Academy product, a boy from Manchester. It should not have ended this way, but here we are. So let's pull this all together, because when you look at what United are trying to do this summer, it is genuinely exciting. At the back, Castello Lukeba potentially on his way in, United leading the race, concrete talks reportedly underway. In midfield, Mateus Fernandes is the priority target. A bid is coming in days, the player wants the move. Carlos Baleba has personal terms agreed and has been talking to United players. Tonali, Stiller and Alex Scott all being assessed as alternatives. Going out, Rashford looks set to leave, with Arsenal, Chelsea and Tottenham all in contention for his signature. Casemiro, Malaysia and Sancho have already been released. This is a rebuild happening in real time, and under Michael Carrick, coming off the back of a Champions League qualification, with last summer's signings already proving their worth, the foundations are there. The question is whether Ineos can move quickly enough in this window, whether they can get Fernandes before Arsenal steal him, whether they can close out the Baleba deal now that personal terms are done, whether they can add Lukeba and give this team the defensive platform to compete at the highest level. The ambition is there, the targets are there, the desire from the players is there. Now we need the deals done, and that is what we are here for, to keep you updated on every single development as this summer unfolds. Every bid, every breakthrough, every twist. If you want to stay ahead of the curve on Manchester United, and I mean genuinely ahead, not just waiting for the mainstream media to catch up, you need to be subscribed to this channel. Hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on the notifications so you do not miss a single update. Drop a comment below. Who do you want United to sign first this summer? Fernandes, Lukeba, Baleba, all three? Let me know. The debate is always better when you are part of it. And if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. It takes 2 seconds and it helps this channel grow so we can keep bringing you content like this. This is Red's View. We are united. And this summer, we are coming for everyone.